What's going on, Grizz Nation? Welcome into another Grizz Game Day update. I'm Kelcey, and of course, I am joined by the lovely Katie Storm all the way up in Minnesota. All right, Katie, we just talked about it. These two teams, we just found out all time are tied 50 games apiece. This is the fourth game this season between these two teams. The Grizzlies have won two. The one game that the Wolves won at home, they smacked the Grizzlies 138-95. We got our final game of the season tonight. Let's talk about it. If you were looking at this team and you're looking at the game tonight, what is kind of like the one thing that the Wolves got to do to pull out the W?
Keep Ja Morant out of the paint. In like a simple phrase. Even talking to Jared Vanderbilt earlier at this morning's shoot around, he said that's the focus. He said that Ja Morant is the engine of this team. He's what keeps them going. I know that Grizzlies fans know that as well. And he is the focal point in this game, finding ways to contain him and really just keeping him once again out of that painted area, I think will be the key to success for the Wolves.
Yeah, the last two games that the Grizzlies have played against the Timberwolves, Ja Morant hasn't been kind of like that star in terms of scoring. I know he had 33 or something in the last game, but it wasn't as efficient as he would have liked. He had I think he had 11 points or something in that game that we are going to stop talking about now, where we got blown out. Who's the main defender when you're talking about stopping that point guard position?
There's a handful of them. You know what, like that question too, there's no way to like define one person that's really been standing out on defense. Like, yeah, whoever's put on Ja Morant can change game to game, but the biggest plus for the Wolves this season has been their defense, has been their defensive improvements. And when you're talking about Ja not really finding a rhythm, I think that's obviously due in part to the improved defense and the way that the Wolves really have defended. And that was a mindset Chris Finch wanted to, install in the offseason. We've seen that really help out Minnesota, but something of late is that their defense is kind of shifting out and their offense is coming alive, and they're not yet, but they haven't been able to find that balance. And that'll be really important. I think after this All-Star break, everyone's obviously well rested, even for the Grizzlies as well, but for the Timberwolves, well rested and really ready to attack on both ends of the floor. Hopefully for my sake, hopefully that will be the case tonight. Limiting Ja Morant, maybe continuing to, knock him out of finding that rhythm. But I'll certainly keep my eye on that defense, and I think fans should as well, because it's been, fun to see what the Wolves have been able to do, and that defense then fuels their offense.
Yeah, top 10 defenses in the last, I think, 10 games, both of these teams. I'm looking at offense right now, and the Grizzlies lead in a few categories. That's second chance points and fast break points. Something that they are bottom of the league at right now is 3-point field goal attempts, and that is something that the Minnesota Timberwolves lead in. So we talk about these teams being so well matched. They're like neck and neck in scoring and rebounding and a whole bunch of things. But the 3-point shot and then flip is the points in the paint. The Grizzlies lead, and Minnesota's like middle of the pack. How does that affect kind of like the game plan going into this? You guys are taking a lot of threes. The Grizzlies are not taking a whole lot, but really trying to get it in the paint.
Yeah, that's been something consistent all season. That really stood out with the high 3-point attempts. One of the leaders in that has been certainly Malik Beasley. And, he's talked about his teammates around him, just always telling him to let it fly. Coach Finch loves to see him also let it fly. So he continues to shoot. He's a major reason for that. I have to also credit Karl Anthony Towns, fresh off of a 3-point contest win, which I believe you saw in person. That was exciting for him. Obviously, what an amazing shooter. So he has been also a force at the 3-point line. I think tonight it's all over. They're just looking to attack. Like I said, the offense has really been a plus for the Wolves lately, which wasn't really the case earlier in the season. They've found a rhythm. Somebody else that's helping find that rhythm has been Anthony Edwards. He's kind of a guy that's like, oh, the offense isn't working today. Let me just take over the game casually. Let me just give me the ball and I will find a way to win this. He has been another player, right before the All-Star break, he had a stretch of 3 games where he had 26 or more points, and then back-to-back games in that stretch with 30 or more points, which was the first time he's been able to do that in his career. That was a bright spot going into the All-Star break. Of course, he had some fun in Cleveland. And something with him is he had some knee soreness. He also had a right ankle sprain, still played through that. But I really think this break was an advantage for him to take it easy and to celebrate obviously the All-Star events, but to take it easy. And he is well rested and ready to go as well. So we'll look to see how and where all of these guys will be attacking, but it's great to, as far as the Wolves' sake, it's great to have everybody at full strength.
Yeah. And one more player just to remember, if you don't, on the Grizzlies side, is D'Angelo Russell has averaged 26 points in the last 3 outings against the Grizzlies. So, I mean, stopping him is definitely a key on the Grizzlies side. Let's end this by choosing one player. Like, you choose a player on the Timberwolves and I'll choose one for the Grizzlies that you want to see have a good game. If they have a good game, it leads to a dub. If they don't, we don't know.
I like questions like this. There's so many to choose from. I am going to have to say though, Jared Vanderbilt. We have been, I can't say like surprised because you knew what he had in store, but he certainly has just been a surprise as far as what he has been able to do. Rebounding, he's all over it. When you talk about defense, he's that guy, but he's always up on the glass, and his abilities on offense as well just really have helped out. But it was right before the break that he also was kind of dealing with some injury and just kind of feeling banged up and not really bringing that same energy. And I know today at shoot around, he said it's up to him now. He's ready. He's ready to go back in there and be that energizer for this team. So I think he's due. I think he will have a big night. He'll be a reason the Wolves win. We'll find out. We'll see.
No,
Who's your pick?
That pick? I like that pick because it's like it's not like the top 3 guys. It's like, I like that. Okay, although I think Desmond Bane is going to have a big offensive night tonight, my pick for the Grizzlies is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. because I saw something that in the last 7 games, the Timberwolves let the third most rebounds to power forwards. And so I think Jaren is going to have a big rebounding night. And then I think there's a little bit of a size advantage with him, with Steven Adams kind of like taking the brunt of it with Cat. I think Jaren could slip in and have an offensive night as well as grab a whole bunch of rebounds on the defensive end. So I'm going with Jaren.
We'll find out. I like it. That's another good pick. I'll give you credit for that. No matter what, this is going to be such an exciting game for the Wolves. Sure. They have 4 straight back-to-backs. That's the first time this has happened on an NBA schedule since 2016, if you count the back-to-back before the All-Star break. But after this break, essentially 3 straight. So this is a good start. This will be a good test for them as they fight for a playoff spot. And I know on your end, the Grizzlies matched up with the Timberwolves is always a good one, but I'm looking forward to seeing it here at Target Center. It'll be good.
Yes. So we have seen 3 good games. Let's get one more. The winner of this one is going into next season with 1 game ahead all time. So winner take all for this one.
We'll find out. That's quite the record too. Good find by you.
Yeah. All right. What time is the game tonight? 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock. Yep.
7 o'clock
so
on Bally Sports.
For our sake, we'll have a 6:30 pregame on Bally Sports North.
There you go. So you can watch
7 p.m.
Bally Sports North. You can watch, if you're in Memphis and you want to click on it, it's Bally Sports Southeast. Bally Sports all around. Katie, thank you so much and good luck tonight.
Thank you. You as well.